Hello and welcome back to Odds Now. It's time for our daily betting briefing on Friday, the 21st of June, reflecting after a pretty disappointing England performance against Denmark, must be said, and Spain impressive against an Italy side who also lacked a little bit of adventure, I thought, in the last game. But it was a good day of football. We march on quickly with Group D and E, the focus of today's games. We start with the Group E game. And we'll dive straight in, Brad. Slovakia versus Ukraine. This is a huge game for Ukraine, suffering a surprise defeat to Romania in the first contest, and Slovakia, meanwhile, a shock win over Belgium. So we probably thought that one of these teams was going to be coming into this match on 3 points and the other on zero, but it's the complete opposite way around to how we saw it. It just changes the dynamic massively. Ukraine really, really needing a win now from this one, whereas Slovakia, even if they do fall to defeat here, they've already done the hard work, haven't they? They've got an outside chance of going through regardless of their results.
Yeah, like you said, both sides were on the opposite ends of big upsets really on Monday. Like it wasn't expecting how we were expecting it to go, but now I think Slovakia are in a position where they know just a point from this game will likely secure their place in the knockout stages. 4 points with the current tournament format will surely be enough to get you out of the group. You mentioned the win over Belgium. It stands as the biggest upset at a European Championship since the introduction of the FIFA World Rankings in 1992. Slovakia sitting 48th in that game, Belgium in third somehow. I'm not quite sure how those rankings work.
Rankings sometimes can be a little bit of a false storm, but yeah, huge gulf, yeah.
Exactly, and I think that just shows the magnitude of the tackle it was that they pulled off. And they had a great defensive record in qualifying. I think they kept 5 clean sheets. Another one against Belgium. Obviously, Belgium did have a couple of goals disallowed through Romelu Lukaku. One was slightly controversial, but overall, yeah, they're very, very impressive with the way they approached the game. And Ukraine, I thought they started quite well against Romania up until obviously the goalkeeper, Andrei Lunin, who's had a great second half of the season for Real Madrid, gave the ball away for Nikolai Stanciu, a great finish to give them the lead. They eventually go on to win that 3-0. Lunin at fault as well for the second goal. I think he could have done better there. But like you said now of Ukraine, they need to win this game. I feel they play Belgium in the third game. I don't think they can afford any more drop points here if they're going to reach the knockout stages for a second consecutive tournament or consecutive European Championship. Sorry. My dog just barking has completely thrown me off off record there. But yeah, Slovakia, like I said, on that impressive defensive record. But Belgium did muster 16 shots in total during that game. They scored the 2 goals, like I said, which were disallowed. They did threaten the Slovakia backline, as you would expect, to be fair, with Belgium's attacking output. The longer the game went on, the deeper the Slovakia defence found themselves as they looked to hold on to the lead. Ukraine, like I said, they started well against Romania as well. Were on top before the first goal went in Munich. They managed 13 shots and goals themselves. But like I said, another loss here would carry dire consequences if they have any ambitions of reaching the knockout stages. I think the result, because of everything I've just discussed there, Matt, the result is actually quite hard to call. So I'd stay away from that with this game. However, I do think one man who will be key for Ukraine if they are to have any chance of winning is Artem Dovbyk, the striker. Like I said, 25 goals. I think it was in La Liga for Girona last season, or the season that's just finished, sorry. Got a couple of goals during qualifying. He's already got a goal at Euro 2020, so he knows what it's like to score at a big tournament. They need to get him more involved in this game. I think he only had 1 shot in total against Romania, but I expect him to be at the centre of everything that Ukraine do really in this match. Like I said, they need him back at his best, and Coral are offering him to register over 2.5 shots at 17-10. I think that's very fair value. I do expect him to be more involved this time around. I think Ukraine maybe could do some reshuffling in the midfield to try and build up their play there. I think they particularly suffered in that area against Romania. But yeah, I think 2.5 shots plus for Dovbyk is a very, very fair price at 17-10.
Yeah, he's a key man for them. He's definitely going to have to be more involved today if they are to get that positive result that they need. Quite like that selection, Brad. Moving on then to the 5 o'clock game, and this is in Group D. Poland and Austria, both making losing starts to their campaigns, but both putting in some creditable performances, I think it's fair to say, against superior opposition. Poland going down 2-1 to the Netherlands. They did lead that game, lost it late. Netherlands was superior, I think it's fair to say, but Poland carved out their fair share of chances as well, showed a lot more attacking impetus than we feared they may do prior to this tournament, which will have pleased their manager. And Austria with Ralf Rangnick, I thought they gave a good account of themselves against France. The high press, just as we expect, worked a treat. Christoph Baumgartner had a great chance to put them 1-0 up, couldn't convert, and France eventually showed their dominance. Probably could have been 2 or 3-0. Mbappe wasted a very good chance before breaking his nose, and no shame in going down to France. They're an elite attacking outfit, obviously, but it just means that this game is such a big one for both sides. They've both got a tough third game. The winner of this may still sneak through in third, the way the group is starting to shape up. So how do you see it going?
Yeah, we sang Austria's praises, didn't we, when we previewed this group? And I do think that this will be the game from the offset. They'd have been targeting 3 points from, like you said, Netherlands and France, two very, very good sides, and certainly asking to win those games is asking a lot of this Austria team. But Poland weren't great during qualifying, obviously scraped through in the playoffs. But as you said, they did surprise me against the Netherlands. I think Artem Dovbyk actually caused a few problems with the runs he was making in behind the Poland defence. But you have to be worried about the amount of chances they conceded against the Dutch as well. I think Ronald Koeman's side could certainly have left that game with a wider margin on the scoreline. Depay, I think Gakpo, a couple of big chances and were missed. Poland could be boosted, though, by the return of Robert Lewandowski, who has returned to training after sitting out that first match on Saturday. I think Austria are injury-free following the defeat to France, like you said, on Monday. Certainly one thing that's striking, I think either side can afford a defeat here. I think whoever loses this game will be staring down the barrel of going out in the group stages, given the quality of their opponents faced in their final matches. Poland, they took an early lead, of course, in that game against the Dutch through Artem Dovbyk, who I think was very, very impressive and showed promise during that defeat. I'm sure there would be further strengthened if Lewandowski was able to return to the lineup, but they will have been, as I said, concerned by the amount of chances conceded against the Netherlands, who on another day could have certainly had more goals to their name. Austria, I think one criticism which was levelled at them was the struggle to create chances in the final third against France. But if you compare that French defence to the Poland defence, there's considerably weaker side that they'll be facing in this one here. I think that the Dutch averaged 1.46 expected goals against Poland across the full 90, and better finishing from Austria in the game against France. Like you said, the Baumgartner chance could have seen them get someone from that game on another day. Pulling all that together, my best bet for this game would be Austria to win with both teams scoring. That comes in at 10-3 generally. I just think they will have too much going forward for this Polish side, who, like I said, they conceded a lot of chances in their opening game. But I do expect them to score. Dovbyk, like I said, caused problems, and Lewandowski returning to the lineup will, of course, be a major strength and a major boost for them. But yeah, both sides need to win this one, and I'm going to back Austria to do it.
Yeah, I think we've seen 11 games so far where both teams have managed to get on the score sheet. It's been a remarkable tournament for goals so far, and backing that to continue in that crunch game between Poland and Austria. We finished the night with the tastiest fixture of the day on paper, and I actually think that this game will deliver up to the hype here, because I think both teams winning their first game, it gives a little bit of freedom for the players to go and express themselves. Holland versus France. This is going to be a cracker, I think. Kylian Mbappe, at the time of speaking, we're uncertain whether he's going to line up or not. The vibes were very much that he would miss this game, but now it seems to be that Deschamps hinting that he may feature. We've seen pictures of him training in a mask, so it'll be interesting to see whether they do. I mean, there's no real need to play him here. I would say, his prospects for the tournament would be much better served by having a couple of extra days off. But knowing Mbappe, he probably wants to be on that pitch and contributing, and he will make a massive impact in the market, whether he lines up or not, I think. But just looking at it as we speak, Brad, with Mbappe, maybe, how do you read this game?
Yeah, I mean, France aren't exactly short of options, even if he doesn't play, are they, in attacking areas? You just look at their squad.
True.
And with the players that they've got going forward, But as you say, we've seen the pictures, and like you've mentioned with Mbappe, I'm sure he'll be chomping at the bit to get back out there. In terms of the Netherlands attack, I think Dutch forward Brian Broby is set to miss out again after suffering a hamstring injury during the build-up to the tournament. I think that, therefore, very likely that Memphis Depay will be starting up front again for Ronald Koeman, despite a underwhelming performance. I think it's fair to say against Poland. Both sides, as you touched upon there, won their opening games of the tournament. There's less pressure on this one, therefore, to get the 3 points. But I think that might even bring a freedom from both sides now that the pressure's not on, and almost a free hit, see if they can try and secure their name in the knockout stages with one game to spare. Of course, these two teams actually played each other during qualifying, Euro 2024 qualifying, and France won both of those matches, including a 4-0 home win in March of last year. As I touched upon there, Mbappe, of course, he'll improve any side that he walks into, but you just look through at the France squad and their attacking options there. They're hardly going to be hindered going forward. I'm sure the Dutch will be boosted if they don't see his name on the starting 11 on the team sheet. That's the word I was looking for there. I couldn't think of the word, but they, I think, remain susceptible at the back either way, and ultimately, given the strength of the French in attacking areas, I think they'll just have too much for them and will ultimately come out on top. I do think that Holland will find themselves on the score sheet, as I mentioned with the Austria-Poland game, but I don't think they have enough to win this one overall. So France to win and both teams to score comes in at 7-2 generally across the board, and will conclude what we hope will be another day of entertaining football in Germany.
Yeah, another slobber knocker to look forward to, potentially, with France coming out on top, according to Brad. So let's just take a quick recap of those best bets for Friday, at the European Championship. We've got Artem Dovbyk over 2.5 shots, 17-10 at Coral for Ukraine against Slovakia. Austria to beat Poland with both teams scoring is a general 10-3 chance, and France to win and both teams to score a 7-2 chance there. And you got 2 points on France and 2 points on Dovbyk. So fair to say they're your stronger two bets, Brad, than the Austria game.
Yeah, I can't believe that Dovbyk will be as poor as he was against Romania in this one again. I think he'll be more involved. Like I said, I'm not sure which way the result will swing, but I certainly back in to be at the centre of anything Ukraine do this time around. Austria to win and both teams to score. Not as confident in that one. I think Austria will win. It's just whether Poland will find the back of the net. But I'm sure Lewandowski, if he is able to start, will of course boost them going forward. And France to win with both teams to score. I certainly think France will win this game. And I think the Dutch were very impressive going forward against Poland. I expect them to create chances too in what I think could be quite an open, free-flowing game. But yeah, I think France will ultimately have too much before the 90 minutes are up.
Okay, then. Nicely summarised by Brad there. So they're your three best bets for Friday at the European Championship. We'll have best bets videos for Saturday and Sunday coming up over the weekend as well. So make sure you tune into those. They'll be across all our channels. If you don't already follow us on TikTok, it's Odds Now TV. We're posting all our bits and pieces on there as well, and YouTube Shorts. You may have seen us too. You can follow us on Twitter as well, at Odds Now with 2 underscores. So get us across all the channels to make sure you've got our latest content hitting you when it goes live. We'll see you again very soon. Don't forget to comment with your best bets down below. Give us a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching Odds Now. See you again soon.